What's up, Bills Mafia? I got your players whose stock went up and those that went down following the Buffalo Bills win over the Kansas City Chiefs this past Sunday. So who made the list? We're about to find out. But first, let's get to that intro.
This is PZ Music.
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I am Tommy. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell because I always forget to tell you. Well, Bills Mafia, I got the players and coaches whose stock went up and those that went down following the Buffalo Bills win over the Kansas City Chiefs this past Sunday, 20-17. Who made the list? Well, we're about to find out. Let's start this thing. Once again, shout out to Bills Wire for creating this article. All right, first up. Stock up, James Cook, in a game where few players on either side were able to get things going on the offensive end. Cook stood out with big plays that he was making throughout the contest. He played so well that he finished the game as Buffalo's leading rusher and receiver, despite getting just 15 touches overall. Absolutely, man. James Cook was the reason, well, him and Josh Allen were the reasons why the Buffalo Bills wound up winning that game. Without those two, the Buffalo Bills were in a lot of trouble because the receivers weren't doing a damn thing all game long. Zero, nothing. They put. Listen. I truly believe that was just a bye week. Coming off the bye week, that was a little bit of sluggishness, whatever you want to call it, being sluggish. By the receivers and even the tight ends. They just weren't. It seemed like there was no energy from them. They couldn't get any separation. Also, the offensive line was a little sluggish. They were just getting beat up all game long as far as pass protection goes. So Allen was, running for his life at times. And early on, James Cook was the answer for Josh Allen in the receiving game. He also ran the ball well when given the opportunity. The only bad thing for James Cook, as far as, his ability goes, is pass protection. And that's why he doesn't get a lot of snaps, because he's a liability when it comes to pass protection. If he could bulk up a little bit, guys, in the offseason, get better at pass protection, James Cook will be a good running back in the NFL, and he'll get more carries, more opportunities, in a game. It's just he's a liability when it comes to that. And, I hope he could get that fixed because he's not a bad running back. But like I told you guys in the beginning of the season, there's a reason why, he was limited in Georgia as far as, his rushing attempts. It's just, like I said, he's not a 3-down back because of that. His pass protection is just not good. So hopefully he can bulk up a little bit in the offseason. If not, I think the Buffalo Bills need to draft a running back. And I'm not saying make him RB1, but they need a complimentary younger running back who's a bigger type running back. Like a Latavius Murray in his younger days would be, right? Or Carlos Williams, when Carlos Williams, his rookie year, when he was backing up Shady McCoy. That type of back, a 6'1", 6'2" guy with some speed and power, who could complement James Cook, because we do need that. And unfortunately, like Murray and Fournette, though we haven't seen Fournette yet, maybe we will this weekend, which I really truly think the Bills should consider bringing up Leonard Fournette against the Cowboys. With that defensive line, we need a bruiser in there. And I like Murray. I really do, but I think he's starting to slow down a little bit as the season goes on. He's starting to show his age a little bit more. Get some fresh legs in there. Get Fournette in there. He's a proven back. I'm not saying, obviously, that, I'm not saying he's what he once was We don't even know what he is yet because he hasn't played yet this year. But we do know last year he had 1,200 all-purpose yards. He's a good pass catching back. He's a physical runner, and he's also good at pass protection. So why not get him in there against the Cowboys, against that line, soften that defensive line up. It'll also help Cook get going later as the game goes on, right? So I'm just throwing that out there. We'll see what they do. But yeah, James Cook definitely stock up in this game. Next up, stock down, wide receiver Gabe Davis. Absolutely. After having one of his best games of the season 2 weeks ago in the overtime loss to the Philadelphia Eagles, Davis laid an egg in this game against the Chiefs. While Davis received just 2 targets and has value in the run game as a blocker as well, he was not able to make any impact in the passing game, despite his ability to clearly do that in most matchups. And by the way, I mean, we'll see what the rest of the article is, but I think the whole wide receiving group in a whole, I would say stock down. I mean, it wasn't just Gabe Davis. Let's not pick on Gabe Davis this game. He was wide open, by the way, at the tail end of that game. Just Josh, unfortunately, didn't see him, and I think Josh was going with his first read. And by the time by the time there was really no time for him to go to any other reads because the defense was in his face. So I think he was determined to go to Kincaid on that route. But it's unfortunate because Davis was wide open, man. But it is what it is. That's how the NFL works. It's not no quarterback's perfect. Josh missed it. But overall, I just felt like, man, Gabe Davis is just so inconsistent. And this year, for some odd reason, him and Josh are not communicating well. There's just a miscommunication there. And that's odd because they've usually communicated well on the field. So I don't understand where the disconnect is now between Gabe and Josh Allen. It's odd to me, guys. It really is. And you can see the frustration boiling over with Gabe Davis as well. So I don't know what's going on there. As far as Diggs goes, and we'll see if he's on this list, but he looks sluggish from the get-go. I just kind of felt like he wasn't 100, right? Like he just didn't seem like he was involved. Like he just wasn't ready for the game. I don't know why. It's not like him. And I could be wrong. Who knows? But he didn't seem right in that game. But the most important thing, like I said, guys, is the dub, right? We got the dub at the end of the day. But we need to play better. Those guys need to step up. Gabe Davis, man, we need you, bud. We need all these receivers to step up. But our number 2 has to start showing up more if we want to win. If we want to get into playoffs 1 and we want to win a Super Bowl 2. I mean, he has to. All right, next up. Stock up Josh Allen. Absolutely. While Allen threw an interception for the 9th straight game, oh my God, he did a good job of making the plays necessary to keep drives alive so that the Bills could keep the pressure on the Chiefs defense. Allen has some nice throws in this one, and the way that he escaped pressure on some plays showed that his sack total could have been a lot more than 3 if it wasn't for his mobility in the pocket. Absolutely, man. A lot of people, too, were saying, oh, Josh Allen, like his quarterback rating. Listen, guys, don't always go by stats. Like stats sometimes can be misleading, right? They don't always paint the full picture, right? Josh Allen listen, I didn't think he played great, but I thought he played very good, especially with his offensive line playing poorly at pass protection, his wide receivers not showing up. Okay, let's be real. And what was he supposed to do there? Like, there was not a lot of options for Josh Allen in that game, and he made the best of it, right? And ultimately, he got the job done. And yeah, man, I definitely give him stock up. Listen, put any quarterback back there other than Josh Allen, maybe Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, maybe they're going to struggle. They're going to struggle with games like that, with the offensive line playing poorly, with wide receivers not getting separation. There's only a few quarterbacks in this league that could do what Josh Allen does. That's the truth, guys. So it's funny when I hear people complain about Josh Allen, I'm like, guys, put any other quarterback back there for the most part. It's going to be a disaster. Understand. You got to sometimes look at the big picture, right? Step back, look at the big picture, see why Josh Allen's quarterback rating was that low. See why the interception was thrown. Some interceptions are not even his fault. Now, the interception he threw, yes, that was his fault. No doubt about it. But you can go through a stat line sometimes, look at a quarterback have 3 interceptions. You may not know that 2 of them bounced off a receiver's chest and into the cornerback or safety or linebacker, whoever got the interception. So stats don't always tell the whole story. All right, next up. Stock down. Yeah, look, I didn't even read this article and I knew it. Stock down wide receiver Stefon Diggs. And what looked like a bounce back for him in his game 2 in his game 2 weeks ago against the Philadelphia Eagles, Diggs seemingly went back to his underwhelming production of previous weeks. More to the point, Diggs' struggles is not related to targets he's received, 11, and some of those were some really good looks. Yeah, man, I'm telling you guys, it just wasn't, he just didn't seem up for that game. I felt like he was jogging almost at times. He was dropping passes that he normally doesn't drop. Just wasn't, I don't know if it just almost seemed like mentally and physically, Stefon Diggs wasn't there. And that's rare. So I'm not going to sit here and bash Stefon Diggs. Stefon Diggs is phenomenal. And he most of the time brings it every game. It's just, but you're going to have that from time to time. You're going to have a game where you're just not there, right? Mentally and physically, just something happened. Just like a boxer, right? A boxer who's used to just like doing his thing in the ring, knocking people out, looking good. Sometimes they get in there and they're sluggish, man, and they just can't get going. It happens, man. It happens to the best. So I'm not going to kill Stefon Diggs. He's had a bad couple games in a row now. Let's hopefully he can get out of that funk he's in, and I believe he will. So, all right, next up. Stock up, safety, Taron Johnson. Johnson came up big for the Bills throughout the entire game as he came up with some critical plays down the stretch, including recovering a Rashid Rice fumble at a point where Buffalo needed every possession. Johnson played a key role in the run game as he usually does, and he played well in coverage to boot. Yeah, man, Taron Johnson, it's good to see him bounce back too, because he's had a couple games where he had some rough games, man. Allowed the touchdown late to the Patriots. I got them to win. Gesicki, you guys remember that? Oh God. He's been a little picked on for a couple games, but he's one of the best slot covers in the NFL. Love Taron Johnson. Loves what he brings to this team. Yeah, stock up for sure. And he recovered the fumble, man, which was huge. By the way, Benford knocked that ball out to begin with, and Benford's been playing very well as well. So next up, stock down. See, I disagree here. See, now I'll tell you, I'm not going to always agree. I'm not going to always agree with Bills Wire, but let's see what they got to say. Floyd has been having a great season for the Bills, especially with Von Miller still working his way back from his knee injury. But Floyd's presence has just not been felt over the past 2 weeks. He did hit Patrick Mahomes one time, but other than that, he did not have an impactful performance rushing the passer. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say it was his best outing, but on a key 4th down, it was Leonard Floyd's pressure that got Mahomes to first of all, to throw that ball a little earlier than when he wanted to, and to overthrow that pass and seal the victory, right? Seal the game. It's not always about stats either. If you're getting pressure on the quarterback, forcing him to make bad throws or throw the ball away, that's really good too. And I feel like Leonard Floyd's still putting pressure, still was getting close to Mahomes, where Mahomes had to either throw the ball away or or he threw a bad pass. So I disagree there. I wouldn't put stock up, but I would definitely leave it at neutral. I thought Leonard Floyd, played a sound game. By the way, Von Miller. You know why I'm going to give him a stock up? Because he finally showed up. He finally showed up, and he showed up in key moments towards the end of the game, getting close to Patrick Mahomes, right? And by the way, knee brace was off this game. First game of this season that Von Miller's knee brace was off. That's a very good sign. I'm telling you guys right now, that's a great sign if you're, for Von Miller, because that means Von Miller's starting to feel, getting close to feeling 100%, right? That's good. That he doesn't need that, he doesn't need that knee brace on anymore. Hopefully, we'll start seeing Von Miller show up now moving forward, because I really felt like towards the end of that game, he was starting to really get a lot of pressure on Patrick Mahomes. You saw his cuts, you saw his speed, on display, man. He really was getting there. So I think he's close. I really do, guys. So, and by the way, we're going to need him now, because guess what? AJ Epinesa, week to week with the rib injury. We don't know how bad his ribs are. Also, obviously, you guys know Micah Hyde, week to week with the stinger on his neck. That's concerning. Never good. So we're going to need those guys back. By the way, day to day is Dalton Kincaid. I think he'll be fine for the Cowboys game. We will need him. Let's hope to God that Dalton Kincaid is available for that Cowboys game, because we need all the help we can get on offense. All right, for the coaches. God, man, this is a rough one. Joe Brady. I'm not going to say stock up or stock down. I'm going to say neutral, because I thought he started the game off good, but then I thought he got out coached the second half. I thought he didn't do any in-game adjustments. He didn't have any answer for Casey's pressure on Josh Allen. Listen, you got to adjust when your offensive line is playing poorly, especially with pass protection. You need to get help in the backfield with Josh Allen. Either bring a tight end back there, or another running back there. He needs more time. You can't have free runners at Josh Allen with no pass protection. And clearly the offensive line was not holding up. So the fact that he didn't do that is a little concerning, but I think it's also something he'll learn. And I think he'll look at that tape and understand that he can't do that to Josh, that if we have another game like that, he will need to have some extra help back there for Josh Allen to give him more time to go through his reads. So that I didn't like about Joe Brady. I also didn't like the end there where he threw it 3 straight times. You got to run the ball there at least a couple times. Make Kansas City call their timeouts. And that's also on Sean McDermott as well. Like, you got to, clock management has been so poor for Sean McDermott since he's been head coach. That's one of his flaws since he's been here. And you got to be smarter than that, especially when you're playing a team like the Chiefs. Make them use their timeouts. Give them as little as time as possible to go down, for them, so you can get a stop and close out the game. But either way, like I said, we got the dub. Sean McDermott, I'm gonna remain neutral. I thought he did enough. I didn't think it was a great job by Sean McDermott, but ultimately he got the dub against a very good team on the road in Arrowhead, which is one of the toughest places to play. The crowd's electric always there. So I'll say neutral just because of the clock management. I thought his defense at times, once again, he kind of went in the shell, started playing that soft zone, prevent type of defense that allowed Kansas City to just march down the field at times. You can't do that, man. You got to trust your players. You really got to trust your players and play a little bit more physical defense at times. You can't just play that soft zone all the time. So, anyways, guys, what do you think? Stock up, stock down. Is there anyone I missed? By the way, yeah, let me throw one more out there. Stock down, Connor McGovern. My God, was he bad? And I understand Jones is a monster, no doubt about it. But my God, McGovern was just getting bullied all game long. He was horrendous. The whole offensive line, honestly, pass protection wise, was not good. So really stock down, I would say across the board. But McGovern gets the biggest stock down on that line because he was just getting used and abused. I wish that they would have subbed him out at one point, put Edwards in there to see if he could have done a better job. I'm just saying because he was useless. He was just getting bullied. So definitely stock down for McGovern and really that offensive line in a whole. The run blocking wasn't so bad. That the run blocking was okay. But their pass protection, terrible. Who else am I missing? Stock up Tyler Bass. You know, you got to give it to Tyler Bass on that. He did a good job there. 2 for 2 on the field goal. So, made all his extra points. So you got to give him credit there. For Tyler Bass. Sam Martin, stock down. Again, he's been so many stock downs for me. It's crazy. We got to listen, this offseason, the Buffalo Bills have to, I think, have to move on from Sam Martin. He's just not punting well. And you can't have that. You can't have that, especially in Buffalo. You need a solid punter. And I'll be honest with you. I think the Bills owe it to Matt Araiza to give him an opportunity to at least compete this offseason to win that job, to be our punter. Now, does Matt Araiza even want to come back to Buffalo? Who knows? But I think he would. I don't know if that was a messy ending to that relationship because I think the Bills did him right by saying, hey, you need to handle this because your life is on the line. Let's be real. That would have been a lot. Guys, he would have faced a lot of years. Okay. And I felt like he needed to handle that before anything else, right? That's your life on the line, man. So maybe it didn't end bad. Maybe they had it was an understanding. But I feel like right now, man, Sam Martin's maybe he's showing his age. I don't know. But if I'm the Buffalo Bills, I'm definitely giving Matt Araiza an opportunity to come in and compete next year. 100%. Why not? What's it going to hurt? I mean, honestly. And it would be a cheap deal anyways to get him back on this roster. So if I were the Bills, I'm doing it. And he deserves an opportunity. If it's not with us, somewhere else. And he's like, listen, he can punt it like 80 yards. This guy can change the way a game, goes just like that with one kick. Just saying. So give him an opportunity. Anyways, Bills Mafia, I love you. And as always, go Bills. I'm out of here. Peace. Oh, real quick, by the way, if you want to join the Mafia Sports Report, the link is in the description. It's $4.99 a month. And I usually put out 1 to 2 videos for members only. And it also, like I said, it goes to, you're supporting the channel. And everything we do here. And I told people a lot of times, man, doing this, being a Bills content creator, believe me, guys, isn't always easy. It's time consuming. I'm always trying to upgrade my lighting, my cameras, my microphones, all this stuff cost a lot, and I'm trying to do this for you guys as always. And I'm not saying you have to join, but it does help out the channel. It really does. And like I said, I appreciate everyone. Even if you just subscribe, thank you so much. Like, honestly, I'm lucky to have one person watching me. So, Bills Mafia, once again, I love you. And as always, go Bills. I'm out of here. Peace. And I'll play that outro. Why not?
Hey.